Topping today's news, the opposition with some explaining to do after it was revealed that they sold NIB shares in profitable American companies. The Office of the Prime Minister explains the need to purchase an airplane for $2.5 million, and police investigators believe they have solved at least 2 of the recent murders, with suspects arraigned in court today. Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Jarino Saunders. This is your JCN Evening News. It's a pleasure to have you join us. After it was revealed this week in Parliament by the Minister for Social Services and Urban Renewal, Keith Bell, that the Dr. Hubert Minnis-led Free National Movement government sold National Insurance Board's, or NIB's, entire portfolio of shares in American companies. Minister Bell said he had to pause several times while going over the information because he just could not believe what he was seeing.
Madam Speaker, in 2020, the National Insurance Board made the decision to dispose of its entire portfolio of shares in American companies, a move that in hindsight appears to have been short-sighted and financially detrimental. National Insurance Board owns shares in Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Cisco. Let me read this, man. I got enough time. Listen to this. Amazon, American Electric, American Tower Corp, Apple, Boston, Berkshire Hathaway, BlackRock, Book Holding, Chevron, Church and Dwight, Citigroup, Cisco, Coca-Cola, Comcast, Cost-Right Wholesale, Duke, Facebook.
My goodness, that's it.
General Electric, Home Depot, where all these go? JP Morgan, listen to this.
JP Morgan and all you said.
Marsh and McLennan, Laboratory Corporation, McCormick, the spice and everything, Pfizer, Philip, Procter and Gamble. All these companies, Wells, and even Wells Fargo.
Minister Bell explained that the billion-dollar fund was used to prop up NIB and help it meet its financial commitments, like paying pensions. Minister Bell then sought to share the significance of the sale of the American company's shares, as many of them appreciated after being sold.
The market data, listen to this. The market data since then shows a significant appreciation in the value of all of the shares, indicating that the decision led to considerable loss of the fund. The portfolio contains shares in some of the world's leading companies, as I've said, reflecting the high quality of the investments held. For example, Microsoft Corporation has experienced remarkable growth. On July 1st, 2020, Microsoft stock was valued at $206. As of June 2024, Microsoft shares are trading at $330, a 67% increase. Another noteworthy company is Amazon. On July 1st, 2020, Amazon shares were valued at $2,890 each. You can imagine that? As of June 2024, it's $3,500. Per share, and we own thousands and thousands and thousands of shares. This thing give headache.
Minister Bell put the opposition on notice that when they attempt to answer for the decision made to sell those shares, the Bahamian people would also like to know who they sold the shares to. Minister Bell also sought to tie the NIB decision to the current F&M led by Michael Pintard, stating that the bad policies and recklessness did not end with Dr. Minnis. He said they are ingrained in the F&M's approach and in their leadership. During wrap-up to the budget debate, Free National Movement Deputy Leader Shannon Dawn Cartwright challenged the government on the lack of details surrounding the allocation of some $2.5 million from the Ministry of Finance to purchase an airplane to be used to transport government officials and employees from various departments throughout the Family Islands. As revealed by Leon Lundy, Minister of State in the Office of the Prime Minister, Opposition Leader Michael Pintard asked which ministry or government would be responsible for maintaining the aircraft. Mr. Lundy promised to provide that information once all of the details are presented in the House at a later date. Mr. Cartwright took issue with Mr. Lundy's response.
The government has said that they want us to approve spending $2.5 million on a plane for government officials to travel throughout the Family Islands, which is something talking about changing the status quo, talking about something new now, right? A whole plane for $2.5 million, but there's no detail that can be provided today, right now, on what $2.5 million will get the Bahamian people for government officials to travel throughout the family of islands. Something can't be right with that, Mr. Deputy. There has to be some more information for us to approve $2.5 million for a plane to take government officials throughout the family islands. And this may be a first.
The issue of acquiring the airline went viral, with many Bahamians voicing their support or lack of support for the idea. Subsequently, on Wednesday, the Office of the Prime Minister, through Latrey Ramming, Director of Communications in the Office of the Prime Minister, sought to provide an update on the budget allocation and the use of the aircraft.
The Royal Bahamas Police Force confiscated the aircraft in question and is now repurposing it for official government use. This decision was made to optimize resources and enhance the efficiency of government operations across our archipelago. The government of the Bahamas, along with senior officials and technocrats, are required to travel frequently to the various family islands, including those that do not have regular commercial flights. This ensures that government services are accessible to all residents, regardless of their location, within our extensive archipelago. This approach represents a cost-saving measure, significantly reducing the monthly expenses incurred by the government. In certain cases, technical teams and officials currently face delays of 2 to 3 days when discharging government services on remote family islands, while waiting for commercial flights to return to Nassau. These delays result in increased lodging fees and per diems. By using this repurposed aircraft, the government can avoid these additional costs and improve the efficiency of its operations.
Mr. Ramming said that central government must adopt creative solutions to bridge logistical challenges when traveling from one island to the next. Meanwhile, according to Mr. Ramming, the Royal Bahamas Police Force will maintain, operate, and utilize the aircraft, ensuring its safety and reliability for government needs. Today, Free National Movement leader Michael Pintard, during a press conference at the party's headquarters, Mackey Street, continued to press the government and is asking the hard-hitting questions in regards to that whopping $2.5 million airplane allocation in the Ministry of Finance's budget. Again, members of the government say that the airplane confiscated by the police will be used to transport government officials and technical staff throughout the family islands. However, Mr. Pintard says the $2.5 million could be used to address more pressing matters of concerns on the family islands.
We wanted to know several things, and just to save you the suspense, none of these things he was familiar with. One was, for what purpose it was acquired, under what ministry that particular airline would be operating, who would provide supervision, who would be responsible for the maintenance of this aircraft. He has undertaken to get back to us on this matter. Obviously, this did not strike a good chord with the Bahamian people, because they know $2.5 million could have purchased the ambulances or fire trucks required in different family islands.
Since the revelation of funds allocated for the airplane was made in the House of Assembly earlier this week, it has become a hot topic of discussion in public circles, so much so that the Office of the Prime Minister felt compelled to put out a statement of its own explaining the situation. In response to that statement, the FNM leader says this.
And so the Office of the Prime Minister has put out a statement to indicate that the funds were needed for the retrofitting, the repurposing of an aircraft. So one variation on the original story of acquisition. And so we wish the government to provide us with the details. We believe it's important to fact check them. What is the size, what is the make and model of the aircraft? How much mileage is on this particular aircraft? Where did they confiscate the airline or the aircraft from? We expect that the government would provide full details relative to this particular airline.
Leader Pintard says as far as the FNM is aware, Work on the aircraft has already been completed, and if that information is true, he finds the OPM's statement troubling. And finally, in this segment, from the courts today, police advised that a juvenile male was arraigned on manslaughter charges in the magistrate's court earlier today. This is in relation to the shooting death of 23-year-old Megan Bethel, which occurred on Thursday, June 13th, last Thursday, at an apartment complex on Visner Road, that's off Cowpen Road. Also, today, a 42-year-old male of Soldier Road was arraigned in the magistrate's court. This is in relation to the incident which occurred on Saturday, June 15th at the corner of Milo Butler Highway and the intersection with Carmichael Road. Again, police say two brothers were inside a Nissan Note when they got into an altercation, and the younger brother assaulted the older brother, hitting him in the head with an object before exiting the vehicle. Police say the older brother, the older sibling, pursued the younger brother and fatally struck him with that vehicle. You're listening to JCN News. We'll take a break here. We'll be right back after these commercials.